Everyone, I'm back again with another video. My name is Ayo, and let's just get right into it. So today I'm going to be doing practice problems on different personality disorders. So first question. So Jill is a 25-year-old female. She comes into a counseling center to see a social worker for counseling. During the intake assessment, she begins to lean over to expose her chest and continues to tell the social worker how handsome he is. She then goes on to ask if he thinks she's cute too. What personality disorder may Jill be suffering from? So we see borderline, histrionic, narcissistic, and schizoid. So let's look in the questions to them and see what's important. So the fact that she leans over to expose her chest and also continues to tell the social worker that he's handsome, that's very important. And then the fact that she's looking for reassurance by saying, hey, do you think I'm cute too? So here, the correct answer would be histrionic personality disorder. So the hallmarks of histrionic personality disorder is someone who has very intense behavior. They are attention seeking. They look for constant approval. They want approval. They want praise. They just want to be seen, right? They really want to be seen, and they do a lot of attention seeking behavior. So we see here that Jill's leaning over to make sure he can see her chest. She's saying, "Oh, you're so handsome. You're so handsome," and she's asking him, "Oh, do you think I'm cute too?" Because she wants that reassurance from him. So that is why B is the correct answer. So Marcus is a 35-year-old man and has been seeing a social worker for counseling for the past 6 months because of his past relationship issues. During the session, Marcus speaks about how incompetent his boss is and how he would run circles around his boss if he was given a position. He then says that not too many people have the same level of intelligence as him, and it's a shame he's not running the company. What personality disorder may Marcus be suffering from? So we see narcissistic, schizoid, dependent, and borderline. So let's see what's important in the question stem. So the fact that he's been going to therapy because of his past relationships issues, that is important. That Marcus thinks that his boss is incompetent and he will run circles around his boss. That is important. And then the fact that he says not too many people have the same level of intelligence as him, right? So even if you're a very intelligent person, you don't need to say it. Other people can, just tell by the way you act and the way you carry yourself about your intelligence. So the fact that he needs to say that about himself, he has a grandiose sense of self. So the correct answer here would be narcissistic. So when you think of someone with narcissistic personality disorder, they have a hard time in relationships. They are very self-centered. They think about self. They have a very grandiose sense of self. They think that they can do anything, which that's not a bad thing, but it's in a way where they're not in touch with reality, with what they can accomplish. They are just very self-centered and they can't take criticism. So if you guys see a question that says a client, they couldn't take criticism, they think very highly of themselves, and they're asking you what personality disorder they may be suffering from, it's narcissistic. So let's see question number 3. So Mary is a 30-year-old patient in an inpatient clinic. She suffers from strong mood swings, impulsive behavior, and has chronic fear of being alone. During one of her counseling sessions, the social worker tells her that she will not be in next Thursday and would like to arrange for them to meet another day the following week. Mary screams, "You're going to leave me like the rest of them." What personality disorder do you think Mary may have? So we have dependent, borderline, avoidant, and paranoid. So here we have Mary. She's an inpatient clinic, so that she suffers from strong mood swings, impulsive behavior, and chronic fear of being alone. So that's homework for one of these disorders. So let's highlight this. And then the fact that she yells out to her social worker, "You're going to leave me like the rest of them," when the social worker is just asking to rearrange another counseling session, the reaction wasn't warranted for, the reaction wasn't warranted for the situation. So here we see impulsive behavior. So the correct answer here would be borderline. So when you think of borderline personality disorder, they have a chronic fear of being alone. They have mood things. You want to think of hot and cold. One minute they're nice, one minute they're mean. You want to think of people who have mood swings, just very impulsive behavior. They kind of have a bad sense of self. They are self-destructive. They have a poor self-image. They're unpredictable. And they really like the hallmark is the chronic fear of being alone. But sometimes people confuse borderline with dependent. So when you think of dependent, they don't have the mood swings. So someone with dependent personality disorder, they also fear being alone and they cannot function if they're alone. Like they can't function independently, but they don't have mood swings. And also they have a submissive they have a submissive demeanor. They are very submissive. Their behavior is very submissive. They lack self confidence, and they can't function independently. So that's the difference between the two. So if you see somebody that says they have a chronic fear of being alone, but they also have impulsive behavior, they have strong mood swings, they're hot and cold, then that's borderline. If it doesn't say that, but it also says that someone has a submissive behavior, they have a fear of being alone, then that could be dependent personality disorder. So, last question. So, Billy is a 14-year-old boy who is referred to a social worker by his parents. His parents report that he has a very hard time forming lasting relationships with his peers in school. He hasn't gotten to any any trouble at school, but they are concerned with his emotional coldness. They want the social worker to help him build social skills so he can enjoy high school. What personality disorder may Billy be suffering from? So, we see antisocial, schizoid, borderline, and histrionic. So, let's see what's important in this question stem. So here he has a very hard time forming lasting relationships with his peers. That is important. And the fact that he has emotional coldness, he's very cold emotionally, that's important. Um, and the fact that he hasn't gotten into any trouble. So this whole sentence is important, actually. So here we have antisocial, schizoid, borderline, and histrionic. So the correct answer here is schizoid personality disorder. So I think a lot of times people confuse schizoid personality disorder with antisocial. So I'm going to explain the two. So when you think of someone with schizoid personality disorder, they lack a concern for social relationships. They don't really care about them. They don't express emotion. They don't experience emotion. They're just very cold people, very emotionless. Um, and they don't really care about other people's feelings or emotions either. So they also have a hard time with forming intimate relationships. So he's only 14, but he can have an issue forming intimate relationships with friends, like having closeness to friends. He might not have any friends. So, but when you look at antisocial, right? A lot of times people think antisocial because how society makes, oh, you're antisocial. But no, antisocial personality disorder is someone who does not care about societal norms. They're going to do what they want. They have a very um, they violate the rights of other people. That's a good way to put it. They violate the rights of other people. They don't care about what is right, what is wrong. They're going to do what they want. So what you might see at a young age is that they steal. They might have issues with stealing. They may take things that they want. They may lie a lot. Um, and then as they get older, they may have issues with drinking, doing drugs, having a hard time at work. They don't care about other people's rights. So they're going to do what they want. And also, they are very irresponsible. So when you're thinking of antisocial personality disorder, think of that. Don't think, oh, someone who's quiet, who doesn't have friends. No, that's not what antisocial personality disorder is. These people, they do what they want. They're going to violate other people's rights. They don't care. They might put their hands on people. They might hurt people. They don't really care. So yeah, so I hope that this was helpful for you guys. If you guys have any questions, please leave below. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and yeah.